Nigerian junior rank soldiers versus that of Ghana and South Africa. The monthly salary of Nigerian junior rank soldiers compared to Ghana and South Africa. This is on nairaland.com, as some of you may already know. Now, the cost of defending Nigeria. What is a Nigerian soldier worth versus Ghana and South Africa? Let's find out. We ask them to fight. What do we pay them? What do we pay the average Nigerian soldier? This is very interesting. I know some of you may already know, but for those of you who don't, let's find out. Monthly base pay, entry level private. Nigeria, 104,000 naira equals to $64. Ghana pay their soldiers 1,000 to 1,500 Ghanaian cedis equals to 157,000 to 235,000 naira. Check. South Africa pay their soldiers between 8,000 rand to 12,000 rand monthly, which is equal to 704,000 to 1.6 million naira monthly. So the South African soldier's life is valued 7 times more as far as pay is concerned, to as much as 10 times more than the life of the average Nigerian soldier at entry level. Moving forward, salary comparison. Right. Salary comparison. Ghanaian soldier 1.5 to 2.3 by Nigerian pay. South African soldier 6.8 to 10.2 by Nigerian pay. What 104,000 naira buys in Nigeria? It will shock you. It's not about saying, okay, the cost of living in South Africa and that of Ghana is lower than that of Nigeria. It's higher than that of Nigeria. Don't even go there. Monthly food basket for a family of 4 in Nigeria costs between 80,000 to 120,000. Now, as you and I know, the cost of feeding in Nigeria is one of the most expensive in the world. You can Google it. Nigeria has a very high cost of feeding. Now let's move on to rent. Modest monthly rent for 1 bedroom, 50,000 to 120,000 naira monthly. So the cost of rent for the average Nigerian will swallow his salary of 104,000 naira in either 1 month or maximum 2 months. Don't forget, the cost of rent in Nigeria keeps skyrocketing every year. Landlords are increasing their rents because the cost of living is, of course, going higher and higher every year. Cost of 1 bedroom apartments that used to go for as low as 250 to 300,000 naira, 400,000 naira at most, now goes for as much as 1.2 to 1.5 million naira. And it's not even about whether you're living in a highbrow area or not. Those living in a highbrow area, they are now paying up to 2.5 to 3 million naira for just a 1 bedroom apartment here in Nigeria. You know how much that is in a month. That is about 200 to 250,000 naira monthly. So this 50 to 100,000 naira is even the lowest. It's not even average for the cost of renting a 1 bedroom apartment here in Nigeria. The reality, a Nigerian private soldier earns about $64 per month while operating in one of Africa's most challenging security environments. The rate of insecurity, the level of insecurity is much more higher than that of Ghana and South Africa combined. Nigeria is now ranked as the fourth worst country as far as insecurity is concerned. Nigeria ranks number 4. That was the last time I checked. It was about 3-4 months ago. I don't know how things are now, that every day we hear news of kidnapping here and there and banditry, and that is even less than half of what is actually going on out there. Behind every security statistic is a soldier expected to defend the country while facing the same cost of living of living pressures affecting millions of Nigerians. This is coming from Statistcs. You can Google Statistcs. You can Google them. It's statistics-based platform. Now, moving forward, let's watch this video from a Nigerian soldier who shared the delicious and highly nutritious meal that they are being served, that they are being fed. See what trending video: Nigerian soldiers lament poor feeding welfare. See what they gave us for feeding for a month. How can 9 people survive on 1 pint of garri, 1 pint of beans, 1 bag of spoiled potato, and 5 fish for adults? Nine people are supposed to survive on 1 pint of garri. 1 pint of garri that will only carry just some. One person will finish this 1 pint of garri within few days. 1 pint of beans, 1 bag of spoiled potato, and 5. This is a meal for just one person. In reality, this is a meal for just one person, and it will not even carry the person for a month. But 9 soldiers are expected to survive on this meal for an entire month. 9 soldiers. You can see that Nigerian soldiers are being fed like prisoners. They are being fed like prisoners. In fact, some prisoners even feel better, because prisoners, people will be looking at them. Okay, they are in prison, they are not earning money. Oh, they must be served the attacking means. Their relatives, people in prison, their relatives will be making efforts to make sure that, yes, okay, they get good food for them. But a soldier that is seen to be working and earning, and even earning millions. Some people believe that soldiers earn millions in this country. Yes, there are some people who believe that the Nigerian soldiers earn some crazy amount of money. So they will not even be sending them money. They will be expecting a Nigerian soldier to send them money, because he is working, for God's sake. He's a working class citizen compared to a prisoner or a beggar on the road. Beggars feed better than Nigerian soldiers. Prisoners feed better than Nigerian soldiers. Now, moving forward, the dog of our politicians, they feed far better than Nigerian soldiers. You can take that to the bank anytime, any day.
5 fish, 9 for 1 month, for 10 people, for 9 people for location.
See what Nigerian soldiers are going through.
Garri, one pint of garri, 1 pint of garri for 10 people, for 9 people. See beans, get the man when I see beans. When I see beans, 1 pint of beans. Open this for me, guys. See, for how many people? 1 pint of beans for 1 month. See potato, where don't spoil. See potato. Only potato. See groundnut. This is red oil. Where they two this is two one what is the call? 1 liter. 1 liter. Now they call them. See 4 pieces of yam for 1 month. 1 month for 9 people on location. See onions. See. See, for 1 month. 1 bag of food. See. Now onions. See, onions for 1 month. 1 whole month for 60,000. See, 1 bag of rice. See.
Can you see what Nigerian soldiers are going through?
More die with water. See pot. See, only pot. And this one. And bucket. Now say more use and they kill ourselves. More they do ourselves. Don't worry. See the same more they fry their grandfather.
These are the people who risk their life to protect us.
Potato for 1 month for 9 soldiers, 9
living like beggars.
60,000 naira for soldiers. How about that? These soldiers 60,000. These soldiers 60,000 for 1. See, Gary for 9 people. Now Gary, 9 be this one. Una see you. My country people, I bet Munasian, I bet that under Munasian. Munasi waiting, person want to talk 1 month. See me, see me.
Jesus.
Two, 1 now the share like this now. Two, yeah.
The funny thing
1 month,
is,
oh. Yeah.
the funny thing is, I can bet my last penny that most Nigerian politicians that their dog or dogs feed better than the average Nigerian soldier. You can take that to the bank anytime, any day. Now let's see some of the comments. This is the guy, the Nigerian army. The Nigerian army. Okay, this headline says Nigerian army disciplines soldier over viral allegations of poor feeding at frontline posts. This is what they practically do to any soldier who reveals how poor the feeding of Nigerian soldiers are. What they do to private individuals are even worse. It's even worse, rather. This person says their situation is not different from an average Nigerian under government payroll. Take our teachers, for instance. Their take-home pay is amongst the poorest in the world. Most times, I wonder how many honest people who are not indulged in corrupt practices survive in Nigeria. This is not excuse and corruption, but yes, it is why most civil servants and public servants at lower level engage in so much crazy amounts of corruption. They can barely feed themselves. Their income can barely feed themselves, much less their family, much less support their family. And every day they hear that one worker has looted billions of naira and nothing happens to him. So what do you expect from this person who worst of all is even in possession of a firearm? What do you expect? Okay, let's see this next comment here. It says South Africa is good for comparison, not Ghana. The Nigerian salary has a better purchasing power than that of Ghana. Things are more expensive in Ghana than Nigeria. This is a fact. This is a fact. The Nigerian currency, yes. The Ghanaian currency is on paper is stronger than that of Nigeria, but in reality, the purchasing power of the naira based on their salary, because if you check the gap between the earnings of the Nigerian soldier and that of the Ghanaian soldier is not that much. So you can see that the Ghanaian salary is not much compared to the Nigerian salary, but that of South Africa is outrageous. This person says the only people enjoying this one Nigeria are the elites. 104,000 naira that I make 4 times in a month. God forbid. Bad thing. This is a fact right here. The person selling pure water and mineral and snacks under the umbrella makes more than 4 to 5 times of what the Nigerian soldier makes in a month. You can take that to the bank. You can go and find out for yourself what people who sell drinks and snacks on the road earn on a daily basis and then on a monthly basis. Okay, this one says, and yet Nigerian politicians earn far more than their Ghanaian and South African counterparts. What are you even talking about? Nigerian politicians are one of the highest earning politicians in the world. They are one of the highest earning politicians in the world. Our leaders are one of the highest earners in the world, not in Africa even. They earn far more than politicians in Europe and America. You can go and find out for yourself. Our senators cash out as much as $1 million every month in salaries, bonuses, allowances, and allocations. Please don't understand. Please, okay. People don't understand the impact of all the unviable road projects and rail projects APC have been borrowing to do since 2015. They would keep making us poorer as a people by devaluing the naira, despite flimsy efforts by the government to increase the value of the naira. The value of the naira keeps dropping for obvious reasons. They tell you naira is falling because we import so much. LOL. We don't even import enough. If you look at Nigeria trade balance since 2015, it's positive 70% of the years and positive cumulatively. So why then is the naira falling? Infrastructure done with borrow money. How? Every year we keep borrowing money to service old debts, to pay money that was borrowed. How won't the country become poorer and poorer? Why won't the naira continue to fall? Why won't the economy be in a very bad state? Because the previous money borrowed, was not utilized to boost the economy. Power sector was not boosted. Infrastructures were not built. That will make manufacturing sector need to pump money. If you know how much China is pumping into the manufacturing sector, that's put them where they are today. The government is not pumping money into the power sector, much less into the manufacturing sector. Why won't the naira continue to fall? Meanwhile, they keep making move every time to frustrate importers, claiming that importation is spoiling the economy, but the government is barely lifting a finger to encourage manufacturing in this country. Okay, you borrow money to build a road that can't generate money to pay back when it's time to service debt. You print money, enter the forex market, and boom, naira supply increase, dollar supply remains the same. The gap between the naira and the dollar, despite all the efforts the government made. If you remember about 2 years ago, when the naira was getting to 2000, was falling to about 2000 to a dollar, the government made some frantic moves, banned for crypto, did some shenanigans, brought the naira to as low as 1,000. And some Nigerians were saying that, oh, to as low as 1,100. Some Nigerians saying that, oh, soon naira will even drop to as low as 500 to a dollar. But today, the naira is kissing almost 1,500 to a dollar. And if not for the artificial efforts of the CBN, the naira will be going to 2,000 naira to a dollar by now. The naira will be falling to about 2,000 to a dollar by now. In naira, Nigerians earn far more than 2015, but it is worth far less. The money Nigerians are earning right now is far more than what Nigerians were earning over 10 years ago in 2015. But that money is worth almost 10 times less than it was in 2015. I always urge Nigerians to go and watch Obi and Osinbajo's debates in 2019. That's where APC policy is exposed, and where Obi won me. Where Obi won me over 100%. Listen, research, and learn. Soon, if you continue this way, if you continue like this, minimum wage would be 1 million, but would be worth less than 70,000 naira. Greatest factors from these comments here. This is the biggest fact of all time. If you continue this way, you can see the trend. Nigerians are making more money right now. Minimum wage is higher, but the minimum wage of 2017, of 2015, when it was it 19,000 naira, then is far, the minimum wage then is has far more value than the minimum wage of 70,000 naira in 2017. I mean in 2026. It tells you that despite the artificial moves of the government to increase the value of the naira, it is not working because they are not making the concrete effort they are supposed to make. It tells you that it's not about increasing the minimum wage. It's about doing something to strengthen the value of a currency. If you know the efforts the US government keeps making to make sure that the dollar is where it is today, continue like this, in the next 10 years, minimum wage can be 1 million naira, and yet it will have far less value than the 70,000 naira minimum wage of today.